Okay, YouTube. Charles is back here, going to give you a little bit of update. The last several Saturdays, I've had prior commitments. 2 Saturdays ago, we took the family. We had to go to Ohio and look at some seed equipment that pertains to the business that we run. And then we took the kids on south to the Cincinnati area and Florence, Kentucky area. And we went and seen the Creation Museum and the Noah's Ark exhibit. Those are about 25 miles apart. Great place to stay, Florence, Kentucky, plenty of restaurants, hotels, and so on. So that's where I've been, family commitments, business commitments, and it's warming up outside. It's currently 78 degrees here in the building. I've had the doors open most of the day, but I've been cleaning and organizing all day, and I shut the doors for the lighting. We still have the parts combine here. We haven't got any more done other than sweep under it since the last time we got the cab off, which is probably going on a month now. Got the tools all organized. I'm going to give you a report on the grain pans and a report on the interesting experience I had in Ohio concerning a Massey dealer that is closed doors. I won't tell you where it's at because I didn't ask permission to. It was a wonderful time capsule to visit, wonderful people, and just enjoyed the whole visit and was able to find out some information to help us in our rebuild of the grain pans. Update on the fuel tank. Holmes Radiator, Effingham, Illinois, took this fuel tank and cleaned it, and there are baffles in the tank right in here and on each side. Keep the fuel from moving back and forth, I suppose. They opened it up here, cleaned it out behind there on both sides, welded this back up, and put this drain plug in. I don't really know why they had to do that, other than maybe that's how they lined it. It now has been lined. It's been thoroughly cleaned on the inside. I don't exactly know how they do it. I think muriatic acid is involved. It's been thoroughly cleaned and lined. We should not have any trouble now with rust, sediment, tar, dirt, the nastiness that was in it. The thing is awkward to move around. I knocked it off of the pallet. It's really aggravating. And it landed on its lid, and now the cap is canted. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that back out or not. Still serviceable, a little frustrated. So this is going on the shelf temporarily because we have our little boat tank on there. This is going to be one of the last things to probably go on the combine because we want to work on everything that's behind it and make that 100%. So that is the update on the fuel tank. They are cumbersome to move around because of this right in here where they're welded together. So a little annoying, but hey, we've got a great tank and it should be trouble-free from now on. Giving you an update on the old information that we found in the parts combine toolbox behind the cab, which is sometimes a forgotten place. This was a assembly and pre-delivery instructions for the automatic table height control. I think I actually have this already. This is pretty well toast and is going to go in the trash. There's just not much that we can get out of that. As you can see, it's pretty well trash. But what I think is interesting, this one was still in the plastic. A little bit of dirt got on it there. We'll get rid of that now. I think this was interesting. Putting the reel together, the table, and different things like that. This I always find interesting. I've seen combines with these triangles still on the wheels. People left them on there, and it says here, which I always knew this was for rail transportation. It will be noted a triangular plate is installed at each end of the front axle, figure 25. These plates are used for shipping the combine on the railroad, flat car only, and have no operational use. Prior to delivery of the combine, these plates should be removed as they obstruct access to the wheel bolts, which require torquing on a pre-delivery inspection and as detailed in the operator's manual. I have actually seen combines, none that I have owned, that still have that on. Just a little quirk. I find that interesting. So, a lot of good information. I think this is interesting. It's a little bit of a archive for the 300, 410, and 510 combines. So that's a report on that. Okay, now I'm giving you an update on the grain pans. The sad thing to say is we have no viable option other than new, and I will get to that in a minute. Obviously, this was the original grain pan. There's no using that. So that's going to be sold for scrap and go to China. This is the grain pan out of the parts machine. All is not lost in spending the time taking it out. I honestly could make it work. William has an amazing epoxy that would seal these holes right here. I don't know if you can see them or not. Right in this area, right in here. That would actually probably seal those and run for a long time. However, I can afford to buy a new one because I found a new source. The dealer has found some also, might be the same source that I now have found. And so, probably not going to use this. So you say, how are you going to get a new one? When I was visiting with the Massey dealer in Ohio, he gave me this book. I have never heard of these people before. Schmidt Machine Company, 2019-2020 book. He says he doesn't need it anymore, so he gave it to me. Plus, they're online, schmidtmachine.com. Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Ironically, we drove through Sandusky, Ohio, Upper Sandusky. So, they have the parts for several different machines in here. I've already talked to them. They have 3 front grain pans available for immediate purchase. And let me find them here. They are priced at $182.78. 300 front grain pan section, bolt-on style. So there you go. They actually have the back pan for $198.28. They say it bolts in. I imagine it does after I cut mine loose, or maybe you get a whole new frame. I don't know. Be interesting to ask them, because I'll get to that next. $198.28, $182.78, basically $400. We'd have everything in there new. And it's my understanding from the dealer I talked to, who had many, many years of experience, that these people used to make parts for AGCO. But there's also parts for Gleaner, IH, New Holland, White, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, miscellaneous parts, and prices in the back. Very useful, sharing this with you out there to keep these old machines running. Don't be afraid sometimes to buy new parts, because we have to keep these people going if we want to keep our machinery going, because parts are getting harder to find. So here is the main grain pan frame out of the parts machine. After it sandblasted, I thought this would be the best way to show you, cracking the door and putting it in the west sun. You can see that we definitely have some rust and decay issues. Not all was lost. We needed to know, and we maybe could have saved $400 or $200 depending on what I decide to buy. Parts machine had to come apart anyway. We needed the cylinder bars out of it, rasp bars. Now we know we're going to take more parts off, and eventually it's going to make its way to China. However, now we know we probably will not be using this grain pan. We have the original grain pan. Fared very well, better than I thought it would. However, let us go down here. We have some minute pinholing right in there. You can see the sun right down along that edge where the front grain pan section slides right up underneath of it, right there, right along there. I am probably going to use this. I will prime it, paint it, and epoxy it. We'll epoxy it first. So as I was saying, thinking about taking these and having to get a price on rhino lining, spray rhino lining on, or maybe even look at brushing it on myself. I think that would help preserve them. It's not like we're going to be doing thousands of acres, but then again, I don't want to be going back in there after this for a long, long time. So I think I'm going to fix that because it's so minute, easily fixed, or I would buy this. Like I said, don't try, and I know everybody's budget is different, but consider we have to keep this machinery going. So sometimes you need to spend money with the parts suppliers. That's my thoughts, just letting you know. But I do think I can fix that. And then I'm going to see, like I said, about rhino lining. That might be more expensive than just buying new pans. I don't know. So that concludes the update. Still got the machines parked where we are. Little worried that we're going to lose our momentum with spring coming on. We're going to have beans to plant, not that we got a lot of them. We've got other projects with the business that we have to do. So we're going to try to stay at it. Will we get the wheat or rye harvested with this machine, not the other one, of course? I don't know. We're going to try, but we got a lot of things to do that doesn't pertain to working on the combine. So we always have the nice New Holland to fall back on. So we'll get there. That's where we're at right now. And just wanted to give you an update because I'm sure you've been wondering, but other commitments have taken priority. So that's where we are. Thank you for coming along on the venture. We will keep you posted and updated as best we can. William's working on his dozer, keeping you guys going on that. And that concludes my update. Thank you for coming along. Like, share, subscribe, and let's keep this old machinery going. Have a good day.